behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one and only Amir. Yes.
Hello, the favorite part of my week.
Oh, you say that to all the girls, I'm sure.
I do.
Wha Well, what's going on? I have to say, you're my favorite part of the week, but a very close second. Last week premiered. Summer House is back in our lives.
You know what, David? I was like, I'm probably not gonna watch it. I was like, I'm kind of over it. But then it was so good.
I why? I agree. I don't get it either. Is it, are we, was it? I mean, look, first of all, should I really analyze why? It was great, but like, was it great? Are we just tired of housewives? Is that what it is? Is this just so unique because we're so fucking tired of housewives? I don't know why.
I think that's what it is. And they don't have to like follow the formula and they don't have to like have a narrative. So that it's a little bit freer. And like Lindsay is such good TV. And now everyone's saying she could be like up for Roni. So I don't know.
I just said that. Are other people saying that? Because I
Yeah.
literally recorded a show. I don't know when the hell it's out. And I said that. Like, are other people saying that, or is that like a real thing? Because I literally just said this the other day and I haven't read it. I really haven't read it. I just said it
Yeah.
on air. Is it
Well,
like an actual thing, or are people just thinking this? Because I have said that too. And I really think that makes tons of sense.
she said her response, I guess people like some of those Bravo accounts were saying it, and then obviously you were saying it because you always know what you're talking about. And then I think she said that all I can say to that, like that rumor, is that, I'm being discussed at Bravo. Like, I think I'm top of mind. Like, she knows she is she is the juggernaut of that, of that franchise. And I think Kyle and Amanda think they are, but they ain't. Like, it's Lindsay Hubbard. Like
I
it's not.
think like Roni is in the toilet, right? So we have nothing to lose. Like we've never had a Bravo celebrity go from we had Taylor Armstrong, sure, go from a housewife to a friend of, but this is like would be the first Bravo celebrity that was on another show. But I feel like we're not doing it on Salt Lake, which is so good. We're not doing it on Beverly Hills, which is famous people. I feel like it's in the toilet. Roni has nowhere to go but up. Sorry, it just that's the truth. And
Agreed.
Lindsay has an actual story, right? She's going to. Here's the thing about Summer House. This is why I loved it. I find it authentic. When Sierra pushes Wes's hand away, I don't think she's doing that for the camera. When
No.
Paige is laying in bed and is like, whatever. Like I feel that these they're a little bit younger, although not really. They're the same age as a lot of the housewives. Like I just feel it's authentic. I feel like they're actually there and there are cameras and they are reacting to things based on how they feel. Shocker. Imagine that for reality TV.
There you go. You know what I think the trick is, David, is that the cameras are not technically following them around. Aside from like moments, a lot of the cameras are either in their cars, and a lot of reality TV people say they forget when the camera's there or in their rooms, they kind of forget it's there. So they end up being a little bit more authentic because there's no camera crew in your face. And I think historically, like, housewives, like they wouldn't discuss, like, for example, if Dolores came back on Jersey, I don't think she would discuss Traders so openly. But Ciara was like, I was on Traders and this is what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And then West did an interview for the New York Times, like, I'm pissed off about, like, it's real. I was like, okay.
It is real. And speaking of which, I know you're not watching the Triggers. Now, our girl Sierra, I say our girl because I guess, do I really want the Bravo people to win? Not necessarily because I really love Brittany from Big Brother, but our girl Sierra was voted out. But even so, we have Dolores and Tom Sandoval left from the Bravo verse. But even in that, at her final roundtable, which just happened last week, Sierra was like, fuck no. Like Sierra. It's not like she played a bad game, but she didn't care. She was like, "Look, I'm calling you out. I think you're a traitor. I mean, I'm not gonna shut up, and no one fucking tells me." She was saying this. She's like, "No one fuck," and she was very calm. She's like, "I do whatever the fuck I want. I dance to the beat of my own drum. I stick up for myself. I'm not gonna succumb to your game, and this is the game I'm playing." And I was like, "Wow." So even on the traitor, she is authentic. Like, I mean, and she was right. Danielle is a traitor from Big Brother, and she's like, I'm not playing someone else's game, and this is what I think. And like, thanks for trying to sway my game, but you're not going to do that because that's not how my life works. I was really impressed. So I feel, yeah,
I
I
like,
feel like they're relatively authentic, right?
yeah, I get that vibe too. And even if they are in their 30s and 40s, they kind of have that kind of openness that a lot of reality TV people have in their 20s. They're not so worried about their brands and like it's gonna affect this. They're like, I don't care. Like it was so good when Lindsay like, I'm pregnant, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and post on Instagram. I was like, that's real. Like housewives do stuff like that, but they won't admit it. They're like, oh, no, no, no. That was like my assistant. Lindsay like went upstairs herself and posted to make her money. I don't know. I
Right.
like.
And Paige even did an interview recently, and Paige has said this before. Paige is like, listen, I never wanted to be on reality TV. I never actually saw myself on reality TV. I actually was shy and am shy, but I accepted this opportunity. I'm thrilled to be there. But, when it doesn't make sense anymore or I lose my job, I won't be on reality TV anymore. I have like an actual business. I have to, so like I love that too. I have to say, to me, like in the media, this breakup from Craig, I feel is as a or even as a brand, I feel it's doing Paige well. I feel
Mhm.
Paige is like rebranded as like and it seems authentic to me too. Like like I don't give a fuck, um, girl. Like like in a good way. Like she just, I don't know where this was. Like they were asking her like, what do you recommend for like a skincare regime for men? And she's like, how about don't speak? Like that was her answer, right? And it
She's
yeah. And then she did another interview. It was something else like that. And it was something like that. It was just was, I don't know. Oh, it was like, what do you want in your next partner? I don't know if we talked about this last week. And she's like, what do I want romantically from, like, what do I want from my next partner romantically? She's like, absolutely nothing. Like basically like I could provide everything. It's almost like a branding of Ariana, but maybe like the New York version. I like it.
oh,
I don't
well, I
know.
like the comparison. I know Hannah Berner and I've met her a couple times, and then like I know Paige through her. And what I've heard about, like, and I've seen with Hannah even leaving the show, they're so masterful at like whenever Paige decides to leave the show, they're so good at elevating. I mean, like Kyle would die if Hannah came back. And the way he treated her, like on that show, was so bad. He treated her like she was nothing. And now he's desperate because if she comes back, like she has a Netflix special, right? So they are just masterful at like leveling up. Where I feel like this is where housewives go wrong. When they leave the show, all they do is talk about the show. That's not what Summer House or Vanderpump Rules people do. Sometimes they just leave and then they're like, they elevate out. So I think that's probably smarter. And that's maybe because they make less money. So they're like, I gotta figure it out.
Yeah, and like if you think of Hannah, like you did think like, oh, you're the fired girl, you ruined your life, your page
Mhm.
is making money, you're not on the show, you fucked up. Well, now right, the rebrand has happened. You had a Netflix special, you have a huge podcast which tours, which like makes tons of money. And like, I really truly believe if Hannah Berner were offered a job to go back to Summer House, I don't think she would take it.
No, no, she won't take it. I've talked to her about this. She won't take it.
So
Like,
that's
'cause
a
like,
great
why would I do that?
rebrand.
Because she made a good point. She's like, why would I do that and then say something wrong and then get quote unquote canceled, right? And then it's like, then